Hi Bio4, I want to go over the flexors of the forearm with you. And here we go with the pictures. So the first one on your list is a flexor. And it's called Flexor Carpi because it flexes the wrist. So Flexor Carpi radialis because it's on the radius side. So think of the bone there. It's got to be the side of the radius, which is the side of the thumb. That's where the radius is going to be. And it's a flexor, so it's going to, you're going to be able to sort of lift your palm. So in this diagram here, you see it, if you were to remove the skin, like you do here, this is the first layer that you would see. You would see these muscles, the Flexor Carpi radialis, that would be on the radius side, and then you're going to see a middle muscle and a third. Okay, so you're going to have one, a second one here, and a third. And those are sort of the three that you see most superficially. Okay, so Flexor Carpi radialis coming to the side of the radius, and there's going to be next to it a Flexor Carpi ulnaris, which is another one I'm going to show you, but there's also going to be another one in the middle. So let's look at the middle one first. And that's called palmaris because it comes to the palm, longus. If you see, the muscle is mostly up closer to the joint, and then this is the tendon that comes to the hand. So if this was Flexor Carpi radialis, the middle one here is a palmaris longus. And in this diagram, right, Flexor Carpi radialis, the middle one, palmaris longus, and then Flexor Carpi ulnaris because it's on the side of the ulna. So there is ulnaris. And so we have, oh my gosh, let me switch my mouse here so that it doesn't jump around on me. Okay, so palmaris longus is in the middle. Flexor Carpi ulnaris then is the one that is on the side of the ulna. Okay, and those would be then the three most superficial muscles that you have in your forearm on the flexor side. Okay, so if we now were to have removed those three that we just went over, so push them aside, okay, you're going to push them aside and look immediately deep to that muscle, you're going to see a muscle that goes all the way to the digits, right? Not just the hand, but it comes to the digits. And that's also a flexor, but it's no longer Flexor Carpi because it's no longer a flexor of the wrist, but it's a flexor of the fingers. So it's going to be called Flexor Digitorum. And the thing is, there's two of them. One is superficial and one is deep. So this first one, we're going to call Flexor Digitorum superficialis. It's a very big muscle. Remember, we've moved the top three ones out of the way, and it's coming to the digits. So Flexor Digitorum superficialis. Now we're going to move the superficialis out of the way, push it off to the side or cut it or whatever, and we're going to come down deeper, and you're going to have Flexor Digitorum profundus, which is deep to the superficialis. On these slides are the actions of each one of those, and these you're going to have to be looking up. Flexion of digits 2 through 5, and a little bit of the flexion of the wrist. Okay, so we did layer 1, 3 muscles. Layer 2, 1 muscle, which is the superficial, Flexor Digitorum superficialis. Then we went deeper, and we found one more, Flexor Digitorum profundus. Okay, now we keep peeling muscles away, right? Notice in this diagram how we've moved those, all of those out of the way, and there's going to be one that is very much at an angle here. And if it's at an angle, it's going to allow you to pronate. So this is right forearm. It comes very much across like this towards the lateral side. And it's going to, when you contract it, allow you to flip your palm upside down. It's going to be able to pronate it. So the action is pronation of the forearm. We keep peeling muscles away, remove all those muscles, and now what we're left with is a small muscle that looks like a little square that goes from the radius across to the ulna. and that's also a pronator. And it looks sort of square, so we're going to call it pronator quadratus. Quadratus meaning square. Also pronates. And that is the end of those muscles that are the muscles that are going to be flexors or pronators. And in another video, we'll do the extensors. Thanks for listening.